Hey there, everybody. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies' Diary. Now, I'm really glad you're here with us tonight because this is one of those conversations that asks us to slow down, breathe, and sit with the parts of love that don't always make it into highlight reels. The chapters that happen after the romance fades, after the breakup, after the rebuilding begins, when you're standing in your own life again, trying to figure out what changed and what stayed. So, tonight's episode is called What Happens After Heartbreak. And this February panel is centered on honest, thoughtful discussion about relationships, grief, healing, boundaries, and self worth, caregiving, especially, and the lesson women carry forward long after the storm has passed. And as always, this space is about reflection rather than reaction, conversation rather than combat, and letting different experiences coexist without turning them into competitions. Now, before we dive into our first letter, I want to bring in someone who truly sets the tone for these nights, someone whose presence alone makes the room calmer and smarter, and at the same time, a woman who leads with compassion, clarity, and lived experience, and the kind of steady wisdom that makes people lean in instead of brace themselves. And if you've watched Ladies' Diary for even a few episodes, you already know exactly what I mean. She is a teacher, a truth teller, and one of the strongest emotional anchors in this entire community. Okay. Every time she joins us, the conversation goes deeper. Really does. More honest, more meaningful, and let's not forget her superpower, bringing in the lemonade. So I'm genuinely honored to have her here tonight. And so, y'all help me as soon as I find her. uh, I knew I had this just a second ago. I can't bring her up without it, and it's not right here. But there it is. Forgive me, I lost my button. Hello, dear. How are you? Oh, no. I think she'll be back. I know she'll be back. Okay, you guys, let's just do this. How's that? We're gonna welcome our beautiful guests. Okay, we have two beautiful guests this evening that are absolutely amazing, and once you see their faces, you're going to know exactly what I mean because they've been here before, and we have praised them for their amazing resilience and everything that they've given to the world outside of them. Okay. These are selfless individuals that I think will bring so much good perspective to this. So give me just a minute. I'm going to bring the rest of the cast up here. Thing takes too long. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you, ladies?
Doing good.
Very good.
Very good to hear that. I think we lost Mama Lions, but I think she'll be right back. And so we're gonna wait a little bit. I did mention that we've seen you here before on other shows, a couple of other shows for each of you, right? Or at least Kiana, you were on Big Jack's show a couple of times now, right? Because you have so many crazy, wonderful things going on. And then Melanie, you have been on with Mama Lions
And Big Jack too.
Big Jack
So,
as well. Right. Okay. So how about Melanie? Would you give us a little bit about yourself, just to refresh anybody that might be out there?
Sure. I am known as Positively Melanie because I am a positive living facilitator. I am someone who helps primarily women, but anybody, to tap into what lights them up, relearn, or I should say unlearn urgency and that whole rush, 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 and to really look at intentionality, mindset, and joyful self expression so that you can love the life that you lead.
Nice. Ah, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. That's exactly why you're here tonight, too. Beauty. Yeah.
So my name is Kayana. I've been on the
Hi.
show a couple of times. I'm a college student. I study international management. I am currently a business owner. I have my own makeup brand. And right now it's just more so just a college journey story. And I'm very happy to be here. So.
Yeah. And a great story, too. So lucky to have been here for all of it so far.
Yeah,
I
no.
can't wait to see what's going on next. You good, Mama Lions?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're just lagging a little bit. That's okay.
Just, not just a little, a lot. I even I am. I'm learning to handle stress so well.
I have a suggestion.
What's happening?
Can you go into the settings and see if you can set your camera to 720? That might
Okay.
help.
I
Okay.
thought that's where I was, but maybe. Okay,
All right.
I will do that.
See if that helps you a little bit.
Everything's taking forever, so
It's okay.
bear with me. But I heard part of the introduction. That was nice.
Thank you. Okay. Do you want me to go ahead with the letter yet, or?
You go right ahead. I'm switching it. It's from 1080 to 720.
Okay.
Slowly but surely. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Um,
It seems like it's getting a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Oh, it's
Okay. Can
the
you hear
drop
me okay?
down is even not working. So, um, I hear you just fine now.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
go
As
on
long as you
without
can
me.
hear the
It'll be
story.
okay. I'm here.
Okay. All
I
right.
can
So,
hear. Okay, it
good.
worked. It changed.
Okay. Yeah, it blacked out again, but can you hear?
I hear you just fine.
Okay, then. Okay. All right. So here's the
I'm
letter,
not sure
ladies.
what's going on.
Um,
I don't know.
whatever you did, it got
I'm
better.
back.
Uh, all right. I do have one question for you guys. I'm using the teleprompter to read this letter. Do you see it when I pull it up? Do you see it now?
No.
Okay, cool. I don't want it to be in your face. It's just mine because I want to read this letter and be right here. Okay. Learning new things over here too. So here's the letter. Dear ladies, I'm writing because for the first time in a long time, I'm not actively falling apart over a relationship that ended. And instead of feeling proud of myself, I'm realizing something I didn't expect. I don't actually know who I am after the heartbreak anymore. Because for so long, my entire focus was on surviving, uh, pardon me, surviving it, that I never stopped to imagine what life would look like once the hole in my heart healed. 2 years ago, I got out of a relationship that completely wrecked me. The kind where you don't just lose a partner, you lose a future you were already living inside your head. Routines you didn't even realize had become sacred. Let's see, holidays, inside jokes, shared goals, and that quiet assumption that someone was going to be next to you when you got older. And when it ended, I did what a lot of women do. I functioned in public and unraveled in private. Went to work, paid my bills, told people I was fine, and then went home and stared at my phone like it might suddenly explain how love can disappear without leaving instructions behind. I went to therapy, leaned on friends, journaled, blocked and unblocked, replayed conversations, tried to make sense of every last detail, convinced myself that closure was something other than other person, or pardon me, something another person owed me if I could just understand the breakup well enough. And slowly, over months and then years, the grief changed shape. It stopped being sharp and became dull, stopped being constant and became occasional, and it stopped controlling every day and started showing up in waves instead. People kept telling me how strong I was and how far I'd come, and they weren't wrong. But nobody warned me about the strange quiet that comes after healing. When the emergency is finally over and you're left standing in your own life again, wondering what you're supposed to build now. Lately, I've noticed I'm not angry anymore. I'm not crying. I'm not stalking anyone's social media. And I'm not fantasizing about what I would say if I ran into my ex either. And instead, I feel neutral. And that almost scares me more than the heartbreak did. Because heartbreak at least gave me something to fight, something to explain my exhaustion and organize my pain around. And now, what it's that it's gone, I'm left with questions I didn't prepare for. Like, how do you trust again when you don't hate the person who hurt you, but you also don't believe in forever the way you once did? How do you open your heart after working so hard? Protect it. And how do you tell the difference between being healed and being closed off in a very polished, socially acceptable way? I've also built a lot of boundaries since the breakup. And I can't tell whether they're healthy or whether I'm slowly constructing a fortress and calling it growth, because now I walk faster, tolerate less, notice red flags early, protect my time, protect my energy and peace. But I also don't let people get close enough to disappoint me. And part of me is proud of that evolution, while another part wonders if I'm shrinking my world so nothing can hurt me again. And I don't know where the line is between wisdom and fear. What really pushed me to write is realizing how much grief and recovery have reshaped the way I think about about love itself. Because I don't chase intensity anymore. I don't romanticize struggle, and I don't equate being chosen with being worthy. And I'm much more aware of how much emotional labor women carry in relationships: the caretaking, the compromising, the forgiving, the staying longer than we should, the rebuilding after someone breaks us. And now I find myself wondering what love would look like if we centered ourselves first instead of squeezing ourselves into something that slowly empties us out. So, I guess my question for the panel is this: what actually comes after heartbreak when the crisis is over? The tears stop, the anger fades, and you're standing in your own life again with new boundaries, new expectations, and a heart that isn't broken anymore but isn't naive either. How do you decide what love looks like now? And how do you know when you're ready to try again? How do you keep softness without sacrificing safety? And how do you stop defining yourself by what you survived and start defining yourself by what you want next? That's a very long winded, but I mean, we get it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go right ahead. If you want.
Well, I mean, for me, there was a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think she's on the road to where she needs to be, because she already said, I mean, now she has healthy boundaries, which she's, from what I'm gathering, what she's saying in the letter, is that she is now wanting to make sure that she's not closing herself off for future opportunities for love and relationship, right? Because again, she's gotten through the pain. She has, she's in a place now where the heartbreak is over and she's healed, but now she's hesitant of opening up to new opportunities. But I will say, first and foremost, we have to love ourselves before we can properly love anyone else, right? And so, being afraid and the fear of, well, I don't want to open my heart up because I don't want it to get broken again. That's not the right lens to look through. If you are honoring yourself and loving yourself first and putting yourself and loving yourself before anyone else, and those boundaries are there, she's reset boundaries, then she won't let anyone in who's going to maliciously hurt her. She can't protect herself from ever getting hurt. That's just unrealistic. And we can't control other human beings. We can only control ourselves. So if there's someone who comes into your world and they are deceptive and lying and manipulative or whatever, we can notice certain things that will help us, that will protect us from letting those individuals get too deep in our world. But honestly, we can't punish ourselves and be like, why didn't I know that this person was a liar? Because honestly, you can't control other people. That's on them. If someone lies to you and someone's deceitful and someone's, has low integrity, that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them, right? The only thing you can do is, what are your values? What are your boundaries? What are your expectations of, relationships? And if that aligns with what you're seeing in front of you, then you should be fine to open up. I mean, no one can promise somebody won't get hurt again, but the good thing is that she now has healthy boundaries, and now she kind of knows what she does not want to get back involved in. And it's very understandable, and it's very healthy, and she's got to give herself grace that now she is in this place where, how do I move forward? Right? I mean, she just has to kind of look inward and say, what is it that I want now out of life? Right? What lights me up now? And put herself in environments where she's doing the things that she enjoys doing, and she's going to meet people who mirror that. And that's the first start, right? It's like, if you're around people who enjoy the things that you enjoy, who align with your values and morals and whatever, then more than likely you'll be able to connect with someone who you feel safe to open up to. Right. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like, the safety part of it. But you can never, none of us can prevent getting hurt or disappointment or any of that stuff, because we cannot control other people. We can only control ourselves. And it's okay if you open yourself up and the person shows you signs where you're like, ooh, then you just pull back a little bit and give yourself grace. There's nothing wrong with you. If someone is showing you something and it gives you pause, then pause. And that's okay. And you shouldn't beat yourself up. But I definitely can understand the hesitancy of wanting to open back up and get back out there after you've gone through a breakup and have gone through, the healing process.
Absolutely. Kayana? Pardon me.
No, I definitely agree. I definitely think that, because when I'm listening to the letter, the first thing I'm thinking is, before heartbreak or during heartbreak, I'm only thinking like, who am I? Before, like, trying to figure out who am I during the relationship, like trying to figure out what do I want in life, like already knowing those things before the breakup, so that when I'm broken up with or something bad happens, I won't feel like I'm lost or I'm empty now. And if I do learn who I am after the breakup, than just like positively Melanie said, like just having learned those lessons, because some people don't learn those lessons after a breakup. It's like a repetitive thing. But I feel, because I'm not very experienced, so but based on my opinion, like, if I am going through a breakup, I want to know who I already am. And I
Amen.
think that, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Amen.
I definitely think that it's not bad to be scared. Like you said, you can't feel like everyone's out to get you. Like, you really can't judge it. And I'm just thinking about like my own personal experiences, like being in high school and you get your first little boyfriend and then you break up, and it's like, dang, like, and that's kind of how I felt. I don't really know what I want. What do I do now? But coming out, like after that, I did feel like I'm closing myself off sometimes. Like, I don't want to be hurt anymore. But I definitely think that if you just learn from that relationship and you establish those boundaries, and like my mom always say, if the person can't respect your boundaries, you don't need to be talking to them. That's what she said. So right off the bat, if somebody can't respect your boundaries, they're not for you. It don't matter if
Exactly.
it's no hugging, no touching. If I say this is not what I want, this is not what I want. So with that being said, I definitely feel like, it's good to have your boundaries. You don't have to be mean, you don't have to be nasty. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you. But definitely have those things established. Like I said, like some people, they get those lessons, those hard lessons, and they don't know how to cope with the next situation. Like, they don't know how to, learn from it and move on, move forward. It's like a repeating cycle, which I see all the time. So that's what I can say. Like, being a college student who's never had a relationship in college, but had a relationship in quote unquote relationship in high school, I can say that's how I feel. That's what I see in that situation.
Well, like you said, you have your mom that,
Mhm.
he told you this, so you don't have to have experience to have a good perspective. And I mean, you have a wonderful perspective as far as I'm concerned. Good girl.
Yeah, I try. Mom knows best, right?
That's right. That's right. Are you doing okay, Mama Lions? I think it's better. Or did we just, oh, I see, I spoke too soon, didn't I? No, there she is. There she is.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's way better.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
it is
what you
better.
can hear, what you can see. Is it?
We can
Oh,
hear you.
good. My end, it keeps
Yeah.
going dark, and at one point I was completely good. I'm back in. I rebooted. I do believe Eternity is trying to join us too, but she hasn't gotten in yet. Um, I wanna say that of what I heard, um, I it just keeps making me think about when I was at that stage in life, my first major loss of a relationship, my first uh you think the world is coming to an end. You absolutely do. You think this is it and nothing can be better. I remember laying in the dark, didn't want the lights on, just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then now looking back, the 40 years ago, it's like this too shall pass. And you learn from it. You understand. I don't think that you're hurt the same way. I think as you progress, you toughen up a bit, and here comes my favorite word: you become more resilient. You just do. You understand that, as a teacher of 14-year-old girls, I am always having that conversation. I am always telling them when they're crying in the bathroom stalls and, oh my God, what's going to happen? He's talking to the other girl, and honest to goodness, you have to respect the fact that in that moment, that's how they feel. But
Absolutely.
the truth of the matter is, I feel you'll have a lot more experiences like this, dear. Just buckle in.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, and
promise.
I want to
I
piggyback
have to
off
say it.
what Mama Lion said, because you brought up a good point. I was thinking this as Kiana was talking as well. when a relationship ends, you do feel like, regardless if it's in high school or, in my case, a marriage ended, right? And, it's devastating because you're just like the letter, your whole life is wrapped up into another person, right? Especially when it is, a marriage where not only do you have two people, you're living together, you have a house together, you have children that you're raising together. And the thing is that when it's happening, when a relationship ends, it is devastating. It's hurtful. It's all those things. But like Mama Lion said, you realize with time, and it's usually time, and everyone's time is different, but you realize with time that you will get through it and you will be okay. And when you do build resilience. And when you do understand the next time that you're going to be fine. You will be okay. You need to feel and lean into the pain, the sorrow, the disappointment, all of the things, right? All of the feelings, you lean into them and you should feel them, right? You just the same way that you felt the compassion, the love, all the goodness of the relationship, you do need to mourn the death of the relationship, right? Just like you would mourn the death of a person. But with time, you will get through it. And you will understand that you're still here, breathing, alive, right? And it's going to be okay. And in many cases, you end up meeting someone else later. I always tell people, and I got this from Ayala Van Sant because I loved it. When I was younger, I read this from her, and I agree 100%. People come into your life for a season or reason or a lifetime, sometimes for one, sometimes for two, or all three. Right? So there's a reason why someone comes into your life. Maybe it's a reason and a season. Maybe they're only supposed to be, your high school boyfriend. And that's why they're in your life, because they're supposed to be there with you in high school as you both are trying to navigate those waters of socialization in that time. Right? And you're there for each other. And he's meant to be your best friend. You're meant to be his best friend during that time. And it's important and it means something and it should be treasured. But it was only for that season, right? Maybe someone is supposed to come into your world, like my husband, for me and him to have our two children. It was meant for us to be together. It was meant for us to live a life for a certain period of time and to raise two wonderful children. And it was meant for us to be together during that time in both of our lives to raise children. And again, all of the importance of that relationship, and it's to be treasured, but it was not a lifetime thing. It was a season, right? And there's some relationships that are forever, right? And it could be your, 50th relationship. It could be your third, marriage, who knows, right? But the bottom line is that was the one that is supposed to last forever. All three of them matter. All three of them are important and they should be cherished. And if we look at it that way, then I think some of the pain is understood a little bit. It's like you're supposed to go through the pain so you can have the resiliency, like Mama Lyons was saying, but people do come into your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or all three. And that's why I loved that when I heard it and it resonated with me. And I move forward in my life with that, not just with love relationships, like, significant other relationships, but, friendships, even relationships you have with your family. I mean, those are very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a really good point. You make me think about, I recently posted something that I had seen. And it was also saying about when people can't get with you, and this isn't the exact words, but if people can't just because someone doesn't match you or match your energy or whatever, it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you.
Right.
That means that's more information. You're learning from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oftentimes we take on, if something goes wrong, we take it on. And and I think that's the piece that further complicates how we're feeling, our emotions. Because
what could I have done to prevent it?
It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't have to be about me.
Yep.
This could be about the person, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Because it's like you automatically think, what could I have done different? What didn't I see? Why didn't I see this coming?
Going to join us. I'm going to bring her on as well, and maybe Exactly. Exactly. Boss B, maybe you'll recap, not to read the letter, but just recap it. I'm trying to add her to the.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Let's see how it works out.
basically, what's
There.
going on in our letter, the young lady had a pretty harsh breakup. She hasn't really gotten she hasn't met anybody else yet. I'm so bad at summarizing, gosh.
You're
Okay.
fine.
So she's kind of gotten numb to the feelings. She's gotten over it. She's just starting to, I guess, see light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and she's not sure what to do with it. She basically just she's asking, let me see here. We'll just do it this way. Her questions, I'll just repeat those. That should be pretty good. All right. So, of course, if I got to find it. So, I guess my questions for the panel is this. What actually comes after heartbreak when the crisis is over, the tears stop, the anger fades, and you're standing in your own life again with new boundaries, new expectations, and a heart that isn't broken anymore, but isn't naive either? How do you decide what love looks like now? And how do you know when you're ready to try again? How do you keep softness without sacrificing safety? And how do you stop defining yourself by what you survived and start defining yourself by what you want next? So, yeah, go for
Attorney's
it.
ready.
I was a teacher, being polite. Hello, everyone. First of all, sorry I'm late.
Hello.
First of all, I love the way this woman, the woman's not on here, right? This is a question from someone that's not
No.
like
Right, it's a letter.
I hope she's watching this now or catch the replay. First of all, I love the way she asked the question. You survived it, so you know that you can overcome something again. And a healthy love will not hurt you, and you won't have to survive a healthy love. Because I've had to survive toxic relationship as well. I've had to survive heartbreaks. People have said it before that divorce is like a death. The ending of a relationship, whether you were married or not, is like a death.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I know your pain. I know it very, very well, sweetheart. And I promise you, when it's healthy love, when it's the love that you desire and deserve, first of all, he's not going to hurt you. Or she, because I don't know. But they're not going to hurt you, one. There's always let me phrase this. There's always a risk of being hurt, by the way, when it comes to love. But are you compatible with the person? 2, are you guys both willing to make it work? And 3, are you guys on the same page spiritually, mentally, and emotionally? Is this person emotionally available for a relationship? And when you're getting to know someone new, if you are heterosexual, a man, when they know, they're not wasting no time. Like, I have many men in my life, and I have a healthy love in my life now. And yes, we have argued. Like I said, we argued like old people the other day, but then we made up. So are you willing to make it work is the question. So those are all things that go into what your next, and I pray, healthy love looks like. And I always say that healthy love feels like home. Because I never had a home growing up, a real home. And now I know what that feels like. And that is going to bring you peace. And your inner child is also going to be so freaking happy. I promise you that. Your inner child is going to be all goofy, laughter is the best medicine. You should be laughing at your partner. You guys should be on the same page about what you want in life. You shouldn't be finding out after you marry someone with kids, stuff like that. Like important things that you guys also need to talk about what you want your future to look like and if that can be done together. Those are questions you used to ask that person as well. It's like an interview, but dating. That's what dating is. Dating is fun interviewing. Just leave it that way.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, my dogs were barking.
Okay, well, I'm still looking for all that.
I'm still listening.
For all
that. That was a great answer. I love it.
Nice.
Oh my goodness, these
dogs.
You
came in good with that, Eternity. I'm
yes.
I'm hopeful.
I'm still a lover girl. Look at my eyes rolling. I know dating cannot be fun, by the way. I hope you do. Dating cannot be fun when they're stupid. I'm just gonna say it like that. I mean, when the person's not right for you, don't say the S word. Kids. When the person's not right for you, dating is good. But when it's the right person, dating is fun. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
And walk away.
When
I've
it's
had a
the
lot of
right
first dates.
person, but
First date is bad. Believe them. That's another advice. Believe them if the first date is bad. Walk away.
Yeah.
yeah, don't ignore the flags. Don't ignore the flags on the field.
No.
Right?
That part.
Yeah. Yeah.
My goodness.
I feel
Okay.
like I'm in a technical tunnel right now.
I didn't use the word safe.
Yeah.
You should feel safe. I said feel like home, but that you should feel safe with the person, emotionally
Yes.
and physically.
Absolutely. And you know what? I use the same word, home. I use the same word. I've been married for 34 years. So I use, I use that term.
34 years. Wow.
Yeah. And
Love it.
Kamei, yeah. And you know, it's hard. It's really hard to get through 34 years, but he's my person. You know, we've had our times where we've had heartbreak between each other. Everybody says things they don't mean to in the heat of the moment, you know. But when you just know when it's time to apologize, that has got to be the best thing. And I don't know what I would do if I were dating, if I was outside of this marriage right now, because I've been married since I was 19 years old, right? I'm 54 now. So it's hard to even imagine what it would be like for anybody right now. And then to be going through such trauma with all of this. Obviously, it's been a while since she's seen anybody, dated anybody, you know? But the thing about it is that...
Sorry, interrupt you. How long
I'm
is it
sorry?
for the person to question? Sorry to interrupt. How long?
She didn't really say. No, it's okay. You go right ahead because I want to get you up to date. But basically, it sounded like a few years had gone by since she had a relationship. So it was a little bit different. But I don't know. I know people that jump right, you know, from the pan to the flame. And then I know people that never, ever tried again. And I guess my point in all of this is, honey, you need to keep going because you're in the right spot. You're in the right headspace. And even though you've already built a wall, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to be able to break that wall somewhere, anywhere. But it's going to happen, right? Because we're not meant to be alone. I feel like there is somebody out there for everyone. You know,
and some people do single.
It depends on, right. If they want to be alone, that's fine, but you don't have to be. That's my point. You don't have to be, but you don't have to walk on eggshells to find that either. Because I think it's kind of hard in this day and age to really find exactly what you want. My mother, before she passed away, was still dating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was only 64 when she passed away. So, but she just got to the point where she decided, I'm done. I'm done trying. And I'm okay with that. I think that's a great place to be. You know, I think it's a wonderful place to be. But I don't think that this lady wanted to be in that place. And honestly, I'm going to tell you now, this is why. I've been saving this letter for about 3 weeks now. She sent a second letter, and I think you're going to love this. Do you mind if I read it real quick? It's not as long as the other one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this will help push some more context in there so we can all catch up too. Because I'm still back in the first, 10 seconds of the letter. Okay, so all right. I've got something new for you because this one, it's one of those situations that life does not let the story end cleanly. And while we've been unpacking that first letter about heartbreak, healing, and learning how to stand in your own life again, another message came in from the same woman. And I want to read it to you because this changes the temperature of the whole conversation just a little bit. Not a fairy tale way, okay? An everything is solved way, okay? Smiles for this one, but in a cautious, interesting, wait a second kind of way. So, ladies, if you don't mind, just it's not that long, I promise. Listen to this update. Okay, I'm trying to get it up here. Yep, here it is. Dear ladies, I might have spoken too soon. Okay, so I'm writing again because I think I might have spoken too soon, and even typing that feels risky, like I'm tempting fate. But after everything I shared about being healed but cautious and unsure what comes next, something unexpected happened. I met someone, and I'm not in love. I'm not planning a future. I'm not rewriting my life around them, but I can't pretend I didn't feel something shift because this wasn't intensity or obsession or fireworks. It was calm curiosity, laughing easily, leaving a conversation without without replaying every word afterwards. And that almost scared me more than heartbreak did because I didn't recognize that version of attraction at first, the one that doesn't hurt while it's happening. We met casually through friends, and I went home waiting for the spiral to hit, and it didn't, which made me realize how used to chaos I'd been. And then my old habits showed up anyway, reading into text, guarding excitement, testing without meaning to, preparing exits before anything had gone wrong. And that's when it hit me that healing doesn't erase scars. It just moves them out of the driver's seat, and now they whisper instead of scream. The difference is that this person isn't rushing me, isn't pressuring me, doesn't flinch when I say I'm slow, respects my boundaries, follows through, and shows up consistently. And that steadiness feels strange when you're used to emotional roller coasters, but also good in a quiet way that makes me breathe easier instead of brace for impact. So here's my update. I don't know where this is going, and I'm not pretending the past doesn't still live in my nervous system, but I am letting myself be curious instead of only careful. I'm allowing hope to exist without guarantees. And for the first time in a long time, I'm not shrinking to stay safe or narrating a breakup that hasn't happened yet. I'm standing in the middle of something new with better boundaries, clearer eyes, and a heart that remembers how much it hurt, but isn't letting that be the loudest voice in the room anymore.
Oh, my heart.
That's great.
Yeah.
As a poet
Yes.
and a writer, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
As
Go
a
right
poet
ahead.
and a writer, she is such a beautiful writer and expresses herself in such a beautiful way. I have to let her know to hear that, first of all. And I'm so happy to hear that. And also, I want to share personally that I know firsthand what it's like to be in an abusive relationship and then go into my first healthy one. That's a shock to your nervous system. And I'm so glad she touched on that. Yeah, you're like, what? You're used to chaos. So
Yeah.
what? You're nice? Like, I remember my girlfriend and I've known her since second grade. She's my sister. Blood couldn't make us any thicker. And we were talking about, like, isn't it sad that you are so used to chaos that now that you have something good, it's freaking you out? She was like, yep. So I'm so glad this writer touched on that, and I hope that she continues to let it flow like the waters and enjoy the journey of healing with this beautiful person that has walked into her life. That was aligned to be in her life, for sure.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Heaven.
I've been through all those stages. Trust me. I've I have all the stages under my belt, and I'm in a stage now. Even at 60 plus, I'm still in a stage of finding and figuring out. What I notice is that yeah, the loud noise in your head and all that stuff starts to dull you, but you have to be careful about patterns. Patterns are what we're comfortable with. I know we often say comfort with chaos. I say comfort with chaos. That's one of the things I say, is that sometimes people become comfortable with the chaos in their lives. And that's a pattern. The pattern is we navigate towards what we are accustomed to, and therefore, when we, start to see things, we start to identify it a certain way. And sometimes we're not right. Sometimes I've done that. I have, like, you start dating and then, the person doesn't answer the phone when you call, or you can't get them on the phone, or there's a pattern with them not being available at certain times. Well, my mind automatically goes to, I'm a detective and you can't talk all the time because there's somebody else there and all that kind of stuff, So I started, like, realizing that I don't have the kind of energy to put towards that. I don't have the capacity to be feeding into that kind of drama. Personally, I have too many things to do that are important, and I need to use that energy on myself, on making myself feel good, building myself up. Whenever you are putting too much energy on someone else, you're taking away from yourself. And in that process of getting to know someone, if you're going through all those different things, all these flags on the field, and you're ignoring them, it's not going to work out anyway. It's going to show itself. So if you can identify what works for you, what makes you feel good, understand your boundaries, as someone mentioned earlier, and then move forward, and then attract. Notice I said attract, not grab and snatch, but attract the right person for you. That's key. That, to me, the mastery is in being you, loving yourself, being whole, and then attracting naturally who you're supposed to have in your life. That's the stage I'm working on now, even myself. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I love how
a little take attract and grab and snatch. That ad lib, I'm quoting you. I'm gonna be like, Davina said this, and I'm gonna put it on my social media. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I was that ad did not grab and snatch is the best ad part that I've ever heard in my life, and it was funny and true. Because I've tried
years grabbing and snatching. Trust me, you grab and snatch, you might want to throw them back.
Well, you will want to throw them back. If you're grabbing and snatching, you definitely will throw them back, because that's all energetic.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can't. I mean,
yeah.
I definitely agree. Like, even me, even though I'm not in a relationship or anything like that, still talking to people, seeing those patterns, not even being able to even make it to the relationship stage, because you see how hard it is to talk to someone. They say they're busy, but their following count keeps going up on Instagram, or they're taking too long, taking an hour to respond to text messages. All those things are, it's a pattern constantly. And right now I'm on a self-love journey, trying to figure out, my way through college. And it's like, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this right now. Like, if you navigating a business, if you try to get your grades right, and even when you go to little functions, you got the little boys, they want to come up, it's going to be, some foolishness.
I love them so much.
They don't want nothing, right?
That's
So
right.
I would say I'm very happy that she's found a way. And I definitely, if I was in her place and I was talking to somebody and they just seemed like they were just this perfect guy, I would definitely be skeptical, because I've been through all the patterns and the trials and tribulations, talking to all these people and kind of hopping from this person, this person, this person. I would definitely feel a little scared. Like, what do you want from me? Like, what is your motive? Right? But I'm definitely happy for her. Even when she's talking to this person, even when she feels like this guy's, the perfect guy, still focus on you, love yourself, still worry about what you got going on in your own life. And just never take your foot off the gas when it comes to you. Always focus on you, better yourself. And
if you love yourself more than you love anyone else, then you will be able to receive the love that you deserve, period. Because I tell my children this all the time. I'm like, look, I don't love anyone, you all included, more than I love myself. Some people may say, you know, you
okay, she finished it. I went,
love mom for you. So I agree. But the thing is that, and when I say that, of course I love my children. But I'm saying that you have to love yourself more than anyone else.
Yeah.
That's how you have your boundaries. So you think to yourself, you know, I love you, but I love me more. So I'm not going to allow you to treat me with disrespect, with what, right? So it's not that you don't love. What I'm saying is you should not love anyone, your children, your spouse, whatever, maybe not the man above, but anyone, any human, you should not love more than yourself. That doesn't mean you don't love them. That means you love yourself more. So you're not going to allow bad treatment. You are not going to allow someone to disrespect you. You're not going to allow someone to steal your joy. You are not going to allow someone to force you to shrink to be in their presence, right? Because you love yourself more, right? So that's what that means. And I think all of you guys touched on it. I'm so happy for this woman as well. One thing that I noticed is, don't you guys notice that when you focus on yourself or you stop chasing, things come to you, right? She was like, look, I'm shutting down. Like I'm holding, you know, I'm basically now I'm healing and I have boundaries set. They're healthy, whatever. And I'm not. And someone came to her that isn't trying to rush her. She said all the things Eternity said was so beautiful that she expressed, and I agree because I'm a writer, so I love how she expresses herself. But she says that person, it's calm and it's easy. It's not chaotic. They're not trying to pressure her, you know, again, because she's just standing still, being present and aligned. And that good energy that she's exuding is coming back to her, right? The way that it needs to be. And she's not in that chaotic, you know, but like you said, Davina, it's like, you know, if you're used to chaos, then it is kind of weird when it's not chaotic because you're like, wait, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Because this is just too good to be true. Like the waters are too calm. When is that, you know, wave gonna come and push me off? So it's totally understandable. It definitely is patterns. But, you know, I truly believe that, you know, in energy, and that the energy you put out in the world, you get back. And I also believe that people either lean positive or negative. There's no right or wrong. It just is. So either you're positive or negative, depending on experiences and all that. So again, when something happens, or when somebody doesn't text you right back or whatever, do you automatically go to, oh, they're ghosting me? Or do you go to, maybe they're busy because they got a lot going on and they will get back to me soon. If automatically you think because somebody didn't text you right back, they're ghosting, they don't like you, whatever, then maybe reframe how you orientate yourself into the world, because maybe they're busy. Maybe something happened where, you know, something happened to them and you should be concerned, right? So all those things. But yeah, I do love how she expressed. I agree with Eternity. I love how she expressed herself, and it's good that she's getting that goodness back.
Yes.
Absolutely. Women's group right now. Thank you, Melanie, for that. And Miss Jackson, I want to talk to you. I think you're the youngest one on this group. May I ask, what did I ask you on what you said? When you are ready, or I don't know if you are yet, but when your person comes, when you want them, I hope you're in a space to receive them and be like, instead of where's the shoe gonna drop? Because I heard you say that. Yes. So I hope when your person comes, you allow them to treat you like the queen that you are. I loved your response as well, Miss Jackson. That's why you guys saw me like see you guys' names real quick. So Melanie, Miss Jackson, I purposely addressed you as such. And I
love Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson, right? So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Because you said you're a college student, right?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Oh my God, younger than I am. Yes, please enjoy the journey, girl. I'm so proud of you because your generation.
Thank you.
You made it better for you. We're working on it. It's still, you know, crazy right now, but we've been making things better for you. We're working really hard. Mine and Davina's generation. Okay, I know I look like I'm 19. I'm not. I'll tell you later how old I am. But when I was 19, I learned so much since I was 19, and I'm glad that I think I learned back from your energy and what you said that you didn't make the same mistakes that I did at 19. That's a beautiful thing. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh my God, I'm older than you, so I know everything. No, we all can learn from each other. And I love that we might have 3 generations in here. I don't know how old you two are, because black don't crack, but neither does white either if you don't do drugs. All is beautiful. Actually, you already said she's 4. So
I absolutely adore you.
What is it?
I said I absolutely adore you.
I love you too. So, yeah, you have a really good head on your shoulders. I can tell, Ms. Jackson, and I just hope you continue. What are you studying as well? I want to know what you're studying.
International management.
Ooh,
Right?
Do you know what you can do with
She's
that?
a business owner, Eternity. She has a business.
I know.
She has a business
What's your
brand.
business? Sorry, I missed it.
No, I'm a maker. I have a makeup brand. Yeah.
Mhm.
Girl, we'll talk
Yeah.
offline. You can beat my face.
Yeah, we just launched. We just launched.
She
Yeah.
launched the business. It's amazing.
Congratulations. I love this for you.
Thank
A
you.
little bit. I'm excited for you. I think
Thank
that's
you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is so cool. I want to talk a little bit about Valentine's, ladies. We want to touch on Valentine's. It's coming up, and here's the lemonade, right? So love and how. I just want to do a quick roundabout. How do you celebrate, or if you celebrate Valentine's, what are your expectations of your partner when it comes to Valentine's? And Melanie, I know offline you had shared yours, but you share again. But anyone, in Eternity, you want to go first?
Yes, I want to so I could care less about holidays, Hallmark holidays. So I don't care what he does for me. But I will say I honor that day as the anniversary of my ovarian surgery. That changed my life forever. She did save my ovary, Dr. Garrett in Boston. And so it's about self-love for me, friendship love, romantic love, agape love. And I'm so glad Ms. Jackson talked about it. You have to, and he said it so beautifully. Thank you all for sharing your story that I've heard thus far since I hopped on late. I honor it as the day that my ovary was saved, and I had a team of people on my side, physically and spiritually, going through something that was scary, but also not only physically, but spiritually for myself. Like, I mentally and physically was preparing my body for this for months, because I was in the process of looking for a doctor for months. And look, I had surgery a month before the world shut down. It was 2020, everyone. It was February 14, 2020. And I started looking for a surgeon in October when I found out I have to have surgery, because I found out how big it was. When the doctor told me, I was already in the process of looking for a new gynecologist, and then had to have surgery because I felt the pain while I was at work. And I knew it was a cyst, but it was bigger than the one I've had in the past. And I've struggled with that in my 20s. Now, I'm not my 20s, Jackson. So that's how I honor the day. And I honor it by doing a show called Love Out Loud, which is the title of my podcast and the title of one of my books. So I call the show Love Out Loud, and I do it. This year, I'm not doing it on the day, but my show this Friday in Phoenix, I'm going to honor that. And just whoever comes to the show, I'm going to put on a good show. And it's for singers, poets, and comedians. And I want to do a little dance number at the end, like a line dance to close out. They don't know that, but they might know now if they watch this.
Open mic opportunity?
Right.
It's open mic like?
Yes.
Is your show open mic? Melanie, you need to get out there and do some of your poetry.
Where you at? Where you at, girl?
I am an outtake, but yes.
She's in town.
Yes, I am a writer. I do love writing. I do have poetry and
We'll have to go check out Eternity's show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you are more than welcome. And Melody, you do not have to be professional. I can probably tell you're already dope from your energy. You're being modest, because everyone's nervous the first time if they've never performed. I was 21 or 20, going on 21, the first time I ever performed what I had written, and I cried during it, and I thought it was bad. And I remember my college friend back then, I still remember his name. I was like, oh my God, I cried. I did terrible when I got off the stage. He's like, no, it was great. It was real. And I was like, okay. I thought I did bad because I cried. I got it out, but I cried that first time. It's very nerve-wracking when you're showing something vulnerable in front of people you don't know.
Yeah.
So
Eternity. We have a question. Where can we get your book? So we'll share. Share your book information.
Are available on Amazon, but if you go directly to my website on all my social media platforms, it'll take you directly to the link on Amazon.
And it's Loving Out Loud, right?
Love Out Loud.
Love Out Loud, not Loving. Love Out Loud on Amazon.
My legal last name for now. It's like blue and purple.
Yeah. And Eternity was on my Voices of Resilience. So catch that episode too.
Yeah.
Listeners.
So Jane, you Google
Quick plug.
Yeah. Made it
All right,
easy
back
because
to Valentine's. Back to Valentine's. Next.
Yeah, so back to Valentine's Day. But I honor myself and love, like I said, I love love. I'm a lover girl, I told y'all. But like Melanie said, I love myself more. And that took a long time of healing to love myself more, to let someone into my life intimately and even in friendships. I've had friendship breakups too. So I honor Valentine's Day as a day of love. And as I do every day, because that's how I live my life every day, hence the title of my podcast and book, I love out loud all the time. So honor Valentine's Day as that, but live your life like that. Love yourself and the people in your life like you want them to every Valentine's Day. It doesn't need to just be one day a year. It needs to be all the time, especially the people in your house. And that's usually people that, can get on your nerves the most. So love yourself and love.
Awesome. We have the link to your book has already been posted in the chat for listeners. You can go there and get it. Awesome.
I got you.
What's your perspective?
Well, for Valentine's Day this year, like Attorney said, heavy on self-love always. Like I don't have a partner or anything, so it's just me. I'm doing work. I'm releasing my 2 new products for my business that day. So that's like the big Valentine's Day thing for me. Other than that, just taking the time to myself. My roommates, I consider them my sisters. Like, we always have fun together. So it's heavy on friendship, self-love, work, business. And yeah, that's it for me. But any other Valentine's Day, if I wasn't here, I'm an avid shopper. Like I love to shop, so I would treat myself before somebody else treat me. If I gotta go out and get myself a bag or something, I'll do it. So, no problem.
My annual visit to the Coach store.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, positively Melanie.
Thank you.
On Valentine's, Melanie.
Oh, yeah. So Davina already knows this, but I am anti-Valentine's Day, and it's mainly because of like what Eternity says. I mean, and I did not like Valentine's Day back when I was in high school all the way up until now. So my husband's like, oh, great, you don't like Valentine's Day. But no, the reason is because of the commercialization of it. Let's just be real. Like, people, it doesn't mean anything. You see a whole bunch of guys run into the grocery store last minute to grab overpriced flowers. And, every restaurant is, basically charging 3 times what they normally would. It's very commercialized. And for me, Valentine's Day is every day. It's the same as Mother's Day. Mother's Day should be every single day if you have children. And Valentine's Day should be every single day if you have anyone in your life, and touch back with Miss Jackson, your friends. Like, it's not just, like significant other, like romantic relationship. It is your family relationships, your friendships. And as Eternity talked about, you should be sharing and spreading love anytime you can. You should sprinkle it around like confetti, because again, it can be an ordinary day. So if my husband does something just off the blue, just sweet for me, I need air in my tires, and I come out and my tires have air in them, I even tell him that is Valentine's Day. Thank you, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? If it's a nondescript day and it's like, hey, I was just thinking of you. I know this is your favorite kind of ice cream. Here you go, right? That is Valentine's Day. I don't believe in the big gestures on, as Eternity said, Hallmark, man-made day. Everybody's running out showing love. That's not love. That's materialism. That's commercialism. That is fake. Because if you truly love the people in your life, your family, your friends, your significant other, your pets, your teachers, whoever, you're going to show them love and kindness every day. Period. And so to me, everybody, instead of just waiting until February 14th, how about spread some kindness and sprinkle some love out there on a nondescript day to just anybody. Say thank you to your barista when they hand you, your coffee that you paid for. Why don't you, this just happened to me. And I have to say this because it's happened a couple of times in my life. And it brings me joy. I had to put it on social media too, because it brings me joy. When you go through the Starbucks line, I'm sure this has happened to some people, but it's happened to me 3 times because I can remember them distinctly because it only happened 3 times. Drive through the Starbucks line, you get up to the window and the person says, your barista says, you know what? Your drink's paid for. The car before you paid for your drink. Then you're on I was on cloud 9, and this happened to me 3 times. On cloud 9 all day. Why? Because some stranger who I couldn't even thank because they drove off, some stranger who didn't know me, didn't know anything about me, just sprinkled some joy into my world for absolutely no reason. That lights me. That is better than any kind of Valentine's Day, right? Because it's so unexpected. It's so profound. It just brightens somebody's day, right? For absolutely no reason. And I'm sure people have done this where people paid for people's tolls or whatever. You pay it forward. I mean, oh my God. Yes. When it happens to you, you never forget it because it's so, in this day and age with everybody us against them and everybody so divided and just the ick going around and all the hatred, vitriol going around on social media, when somebody does something like that, it just refreshes me and it reminds me that there's a lot of people out there that have good hearts, that are kind, that are loving, and that everybody, especially in this country, aren't just hating, racist, blah, 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 right? That it just brings back that humanity to me and it gives me hope. And so to me, just like Eternity, just like Miss Jackson, just like you, I know, Davina and Boss B, spread love every day. Not to anybody. So it doesn't have to be, I'm in a relationship, so me and my man. No, spread it to your best friend because your best friend was there when you were crying on her shoulder. Nobody else was there. She was there for you. You know what? Make sure she knows how much you love her. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your daddy knows how much you love him, your mama. You know what I'm saying? The people that you choose to be your family. Those are people you really need to let them know that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? You are, my coworker who honestly became my best friend because you were there when no one else was and you brought me through some stuff. Let those people know. Even the people that you don't see all the time, but maybe your barista that actually knows you and says, hey, good morning, Melanie, how you doing? Let them know that you care about them, that, it makes me feel good to know that you care about knowing my name and my favorite drink and that you always are bringing a smile and saying, do you want your regular? Oh, no, you don't. I mean, that makes me feel good. Or somebody at the grocery store who knows you and says, good morning, how you doing today? Miss Jackson? You know what I'm saying? How you doing today? Miss Davina Lyons, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, I'm quiet now, but that's
all of y'all. There's consensus on the Hallmark holiday.
Hate it.
I have to share though, when I was I think the only time I ever really paid attention to Valentine's is when I was a kid and my mom bought that little box of all those little weird cards and I had to pay one out for all my classmates. Yeah, that's my last real thing with. I mean, after I grew up and became an adult for whatever reason, I'm not saying I didn't get flowers here and there. I was married for 23 years, and I got stuff once in a while, but I don't have one Valentine that I remember thinking, "Wow, this was like," I don't remember anything about it. But I do like the notion of our listeners understanding the importance of sharing and spreading love consistently throughout the year. It's not about one day, just like Black History Month is not about just 1 month, or Mother's Day isn't just one day. I mean, all of the things we've said, because at the end of the day, if we need one day to remind us to be that way, then that's a problem.
Absolutely.
But we do know that those days a lot of those things have been established commercially to put money in the pockets of the people who run the stores. And that's okay. Whatever makes people happy. If that's your thing, then that's your thing.
Well, yeah, let me put this too. If you really, I agree with you, Davina, let me put that too. If you really love Valentine's Day because you're like, look, I show love to my significant other every day anyway, but I really like Valentine's Day because I like the fact that it's a day for us to specifically share certain joy and love and whatever. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people who really love the holiday and want to express love to the people that they love on that day. I'm just saying, just like you said, Davina, don't make it just that day. It doesn't need to be, let me wait until Valentine's Day to, send a card that's nice. Send something on a nondescript day, right? That's all I'm saying. Don't just use that day as the only day.
Exactly. And I wanted to bring that up because I also know, especially because, again, I always reference my 13, 14-year-old girls in my classroom. Every year we have to tell the kids, please do not bring stuffed animals and all that stuff to school because it's. So we greet them at the door, we take all that stuff in, and it's put in a room, and they can't get it back until it's time to leave because throughout the day it's a major distraction in the classroom. But what I've noticed, and it starts young. All of these things that we talk about starts young. What I've noticed is the boys that are able to get these girls all these, and they have baskets with candy in them and all kinds of stuff, and it's like a big old deal. The bigger the basket, the bigger the teddy bear, the bigger the whatever, then that's like you've outdone the next boy type thing.
Right.
And these girls are looking at each other and going, well, this is what my boyfriend got me, and da da da. Well, all of that stuff, it's a measurement that sometimes is not fair. And just because a boy might not be in a situation to do that for his girlfriend, maybe he doesn't have the money or his parents isn't going to give him the money, whatever the case may be. But it starts there, the whole notion of expectation. Those are the types of things that expectations are framed around, right? You have an expectation. So even as women, as you get older and you become women, you start expecting a guy to do certain things. And when he doesn't, does that knock him down a peg? And vice versa. Not just guy, women we can work both ways. But the point I'm making is that all of these, how do we measure love? And that to me is one of those things that people use to measure.
And you know what? I'm so glad you brought that up because this is why I started hating Valentine's Day, primarily not, but really in college, right? It was just because I had friends who would tell their boyfriends, I need this and I need that. And they would buy them so that they can, exactly what you said, look what so-and-so got me. But yet he's cheating on her, treating her like crap. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, okay, so like you said about the definition of love and how it gets indoctrinated in a weird way, even young, it's like, okay, so if somebody showers you with materialism, but treats you disrespectfully, right? Then that means that they love you more. That doesn't even make sense to me. And just like you said, maybe the boy who doesn't have the money to do all the flashy stuff, but actually treats you with respect, kindness, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I would rather be with that person, right? But again, if we're indoctrinated as young ones that, okay, the bigger the teddy bear, the more candy, the whatever, then that's the boy that is the one, or he really cares about me. So it doesn't matter that he's kissing Sally, Sue, and Sarah because he gave me the big teddy bear, right?
That's right.
Is that what we really should be focused on? You know what I mean? So anyway.
Yeah, in college you would definitely get a lot of that because I see girls all the time. It's Valentine's Day month. Everybody's starting to get their boo, because they expect this person's going to get them flowers and teddy bears. They automatically assume that. And I'm like, man, you gonna wait a whole year or a whole couple of months to find somebody just for that moment, and then who knows what's going to happen after that.
Or what you gonna have to give him for that flowers? What you gonna have to give him?
And you might think, oh yeah, he my boyfriend. Oh, he's just gonna give me some teddy. He gonna give me a teddy bear, some flowers. Thinking you think he don't got to plan himself? He like, what you gonna give me? And I'm like, like y'all said, you have to love all year round. It's just not a one day thing. For me, I can say every day is Valentine's Day for me because my parents, they always set the bar very, very high. So I don't have to ever think I have to wait 5 months just to get a couple of gifts to feel loved and appreciated. My father, he always said, like, if a boy don't treat you like a queen, then you don't need to be talking to him like, you don't even gotta worry. Look, you my daughter. You don't gotta worry about no other little dusty boy. If you want a purse or something, I can get you there. Like, it's not,
Yeah.
same as my mom. Like, she's my best friend. But yeah, you get that all the time, especially in college. Yeah, it's happening now as we speak.
Right now, they're getting ready.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
10 days on a 10-day countdown to 214.
Yep.
Boss B, check in on yours.
Absolutely.
What's that?
I said, Boss B. Oh, sorry, Eternity. What'd you say? I keep cutting off Eternity. What'd you say, Eternity?
I said, I'm so grateful for the 2 humans that made Miss Jackson. I'm so glad you have healthy
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
That is why
Love
you
it.
care.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Love
know
it.
what a healthy relationship looks like. What your daddy said is facts. If he's wasting your time, that's why you don't let no man waste your time. I know you don't. From what you said.
No. My father, my grandfather, no. They're not having that.
And I guarantee you have the chat right now too.
Yeah.
I know Big Jack's out there. I know Macy's out there. You know it. You know it.
Yep,
And I'm out there too. I'm in that
I
line
want to
too.
thank Melanie for bringing back a good memory. I forgot about it. Was so many years ago when someone paid for my Starbucks. And I was like, I was like, yay, pay it for it. I was like, how much is the next person? But y'all, I couldn't afford it, so I wanted to laugh at that. I was like, that's not
it just made your day, right? Because it's like, again, it's those small gestures that honestly, that is a huge thing because it's coming from, it's unexpected, right? That's so beautiful, right? It's unexpected. You know,
I think I was still in college, so I was like, "Oh, that's too high. They got a lot of drinks. I'm gonna have to get somebody else." But thank you so much. I'm gonna have to get somebody else to have one drink. You know, Starbucks is expensive already. I was like, "Girl, I'm in college." It's like, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to get somebody else." Thank you. Because I was like, "What's the total?" And I was like, "I can't do that."
Oh yeah.
Right.
Might have to go back in the drive-thru, get somebody else.
All right, I want to hear from Boss B. Boss B, what's your take on Valentine's?
Oh gosh, I've been married so long, I don't remember it. So no, I'm kidding. No, when it first started out, and it sounds silly, but my husband he was a cable guy when we first got together, right? And he's in his truck every single day. And one of our state wildflowers is Indian paintbrushes. Okay. And he would always stop and find a field, and they're my favorite. He would stop and he'd grab me a handful. And almost every single day that he worked, he would do this. That to me is Valentine's Day. It really is. Exactly. You're right about this. Absolutely right about this. It should be every day. Now, I can't say that I get that same treatment now, but the impression that it left on me is enough to sustain me for the rest of my life because I know he loves me through that. He didn't go and spend half his paycheck on this big old diamond ring and this big old bouquet of roses and big thing candy, because I don't want those things personally. The rose, once you cut it, it's going to be gone in a few days. Right. The candy, we can lose that because we know where it's going once I ingest it. So forget that mess. Bring me a dandelion out of the front yard and I am a happy camper because that makes me feel like you took that moment and thought about me and you brought back exactly what I needed to make me smile. It's okay to have that simplicity. It's okay to know that you're loved that deeply without having to have that every single day. But because they've already made that impression, and not just for a minute, not just a couple of times, but over years, and for some of us over decades, right?
Right.
So yes, I totally agree, Melanie. You're totally right about that one. Everybody, y'all are right about that one. It should be an everyday thing, and it doesn't have to be grandiose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more personal it is, the better. Just like you said, you getting a dandelion means more to you than chocolates. So that's the same thing for me. It's like, if my husband is coming in with something that he knows that I love, and it could be something not expensive at all, very simple. Yeah. That means more to me than you going out and spending tons of money on something because it's a token of something, because somebody else said that this is what love means, because this is what but we've been indoctrinated that everybody needs that $80 bouquet of roses or whatever it is.
Right.
It's not personal to me, right? That's very commercial.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the same token, I know this conversation is the lady's diary, and we're talking from the perspective of the lady, but I couldn't help but notice that in the comments, somebody said, what about women who want their, what does it say? God.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm amazed.
What is it?
I'm amazed that this generation is expected to pay for a woman's nails and hair so she can go out with him on the first date, no less. How are you taking care of your grooming and personal hygiene prior to me asking you out on the first date?
Hello, somebody.
I agree with them. Like, you know what? I mean, that's the same thing. It's like, well, if she's asking you to pay for basic grooming for her, that's a flag on the field, as Mama Lions would say. So what? You need to walk away, because obviously any woman worth her salt loves herself enough to not expect a guy to pay. Like, again, if he's paying for everything for you, what is he expecting in return? I mean, why should he be paying for nails and hair and blah blah blah, blah? I mean, no. So it's the same thing. So it goes both ways. So for the guy, it goes both ways, right?
It really does go both ways. So while we can say what we expect and what we want to and what we think is a good way of showing love, how do we show it also? And I think that's important, that we always are mindful of, are we doing the thing that we want others to do? Are we, and not even to other people, but again, are you showing love to yourself? We're back to that again. Are you taking care of yourself? Whatever your expectations are, or things you wanted, things you like, hey, go get it. Go do it. It's okay. I know what I like, and I take care of that. Yes,
I did my favorite color.
Nice.
You're purple. That's nice.
And I didn't ask for the younger generation. Real bougie. Sorry, I'm bougie too a little bit, but I've been doing it myself for a long. I mean, my mom paid for it when I was a child, obviously for my manicures. But like, you cannot expect. I mean, for the women that are like that, because I know there's a lot of women like that. There's a reason why you're probably still unhappy though, because you're not loving yourself the way you expect a man or your partner to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself first.
Absolutely.
And you're it's that same energy that I was talking about. If you're putting out energy like that to guys, like, okay, in order to go out with me, you got to buy blah, blah, blah. What kind of guys are you going to attract? You're putting out that energy. So you're going to attract guys who are like, okay, well, I just want one thing from you. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to respect you because you're not respecting yourself. Like, no woman is respecting herself if she's expecting to be bought. Because that's exactly what that sounds like to me.
Right.
And so again, I don't need you to take care of me because I can take care of myself. What I need is for you to love and respect me. Right. So I don't need someone to take care of me, because if you can't take care of yourself, that there's a problem. Right. And so if you're putting it out there that, in order for a man to be with me, he's got to buy this, and that, you're going to attract a certain type of man. And then just like somebody said, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be wondering, why am I lonely? Why am I by myself? Or why am I in a relationship where I'm being mentally and sometimes physically abused because someone is taking care of me in a sense where, well, you can't do nothing without me because I got to buy, you to eat, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take care of yourself. Yeah. No,
but what's key, and I know we've come around the hour clock, but we started out with a little technical stuff going on, but I want to make sure we touch on so many different things, and I know we can't do it all in one show, but I want to get back to something that Kayana said, because this to me is probably, I wish I knew it so many years ago, in that, some of us are blessed to have a great home where we have mom and dad. And when we have that, we have love from both. It's one thing to have one parent, but when you have the dad, especially girls, when you have your dad saying, you are speaking life into you, you are queen, you are important, you don't have to settle for anything, and your dad shows you by how he treats your mom, that is invaluable. Because I was just telling someone recently that every friend I've ever had who had both parents who were in the home and the marriage, not a perfect marriage because there's no such thing, but if both parents were there and there was structure and there was a good, foundation, those girls always end up with good husbands because they know what they're looking for. They know they have an example, they have something. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't work out for people who don't have, but what I am saying is that I think the road is a little harder. It's a little more arduous of a journey when you have to figure it out for yourself. But if you're raised with a great example, man, that is so important. And by the same token, for young people who are listening to this, or women and men who will listen, it's important for you to set a good foundation for your kids so that as they're growing up, they have a good idea of their value and their worth. Because our first heroes are our parents, and that's who teaches us, what we need to know. And I didn't come out of a good two-parent household, so I'm speaking from the other side of the street. But I can tell you that I had to work extra hard and try to identify what looks right by others, my friends' parents. I would spend time at my friends' houses, and I would see how their dads treated their I had to figure it out someplace else. So anyway, just keep that in mind. We got to keep that in mind. It's really important. Examples of love are essential.
They're not my heroes at all. I knew since I was a child that I didn't want a marriage like that. But that's what I took. And I had to work harder, just like Mama Lions, to find that, to know that a man is not supposed to treat you like you're trash. It's the law. Like when people are like, how long did it take you? I'm like, this is just my story. Like I've had so many mentees throughout my life. I still do. I'm like, this is my story, but I can't say it's going to take you 4 years, 2 years. It's going to just take however long it takes for you to heal from whatever trauma you've been through to get to the other side of where you desire to go in life. To know what it feels like, loved by someone that you should be able to look like a hero. I had father figures to teach me how a man is supposed to treat you as a heterosexual woman, especially a Black woman. Like I can't call my dad my hero. Yeah. But I'm thankful that I learned what unhealthy looks like to know what healthy looks like and be able to receive it when it came.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking your time and showing up for us. B, you want to add anything?
No, I'm good. That was wonderful. I love it. Everybody. Oh, look at us. I'll have a snapshot of that one.
Before I go to sleep. I love going. It was so nice meeting you all, and thank you for having me, Mrs. Davina, Mama Lions.
Yes.
Nice meeting you.
Yes. That was a great.
I can't wait to have you. I'm going to have you on let's see, Coach's Corner, I'm sure. We're going to talk about to be young, gifted, and a businesswoman. I can't wait.
I'm like, you talking to me or talking to me?
Diana, also. I'm
I was like, when?
Do you see who I just did that? I just titled the show, Young, Gifted, and a Businesswoman.
I love that, though.
I like that.
So I was like, which young person? I'm like, she's younger than me. I'm like, which young? That's why my eyes went like this. Because Davina, you know my secret. I'll tell the other ladies later. But I'm like, I'm kind of busy. But please follow me on social media, all of you. I would love to stay in touch. Or I do need a social media pretty soon. You know why?
All right.
You guys
take it home, Bossy. Take it home.
All right.
Yeah,
all right, ladies.
Possible.
All right, y'all. Everybody good? Thank you so much for being here tonight, ladies. This was amazing. I really enjoyed this, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. Listen, hang back for just a little bit so we can carry the conversation on for just a few more minutes backstage if you're okay with that. Okay? All right. We'll see you next month for Ladies Diary. Good night.
Yep. Right.